Thanks for staying with us. All right, so we're just going to go through the major headlines, and we'll start with The Nation. Tinubu's pledge to Nigerians: expect a fulfilling year 2024. How 28.78 trillion naira budget can impact economy, says experts. Terrorists deposited arms ahead of tax on Plateau communities, says Senator. Kaduna governor raises panel to monitor Tundubiri intervention funds. Factional speaker quits Rivers House of Assembly. Osun APC tackles Aregbesola over claims. And Kano okay with Supreme Court verdict, says lawyer. And picture here of Happy New Year to our readers from The Nation. Okay. Where did you get those fireworks from? This is only Lagos.
No,
it's Australia.
Like,
fireworks all coming here in Australia. I'm thinking, we had fireworks in Greater. Yeah, we had fireworks.
We can manage
yesterday.
our own now. Put our own.
It's our nation.
We have our own.
Yeah, go ahead. Who's going to take the next paper?
Okay, I could do the punch.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Port Harcourt refinery begins test run. 12 states get supply soon. A new year, tackle economic hardship. Nigerians tell federal government, that's the major headline. Atiku, manufacturers, experts lament economic crisis. Want federal government to tame inflation. I am aware of Nigerians' pains. Difficult decisions taken to avert economic disaster. This is from Tinubu, our president. Nigeria borrowed 1.7 billion to boost FX inflows, NBS. Plateau, Pope seeks divine help as military combs remote communities. Celebrations as world welcomes 2024. That's the picture story here. Then UN seeks end to wars in 2024. Traders count losses as police demolish computer village, POA complex. 4,504 medical laboratory scientists left Nigeria in 2023, according to the registrar. So that's all we have in The Nation, in the punch, sorry.
Okay.
Let me
All
do
right.
Vanguard.
Let's take Vanguard. What's Vanguard saying this morning?
That NLC, NECA, Labour Party orders fire National Assembly for raising 2024 budget by 1.2 trillion naira. And they have a caption where they said the Senate President was replying. He said, while we increase the budget to 28.78 trillion, Speaker Tajuddin says Nigeria set for profound change in the budget implementation. It will stake inflation, drive up budget deficit. That's David Adonri. It will put more pressure on the currency, Nnamdi Mwizu, jacking up of 2024 budget uncharitable, uncalled for. That's Kako. The president, major headline, hardship. Decision I've taken is in the best interest of Nigeria, Tinubu. And then they have Sterling Bank unveils Africa's first solar-powered headquarters. Nasarawa government partners Shippers Council on inland port project. On the pictures, they have, this is very tiny, so I have to zoom in. From left, Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, Pius Ukeyima Akuta, Executive Secretary, Shippers Council, and Labaran Maji, Attorney General of Nasarawa State during a courtesy visit to the governor of Nasarawa State by the Shippers Council.
Okay, so I'll take the Daily Sun, and the major headline for the Daily Sun is Men, Women to Watch in 2024, and there's a whole array of pictures here, starting with our president, and then there's also Dangote, Elumelu, Otedola. So these are the people to watch in economy, politics, and the judiciary. Then we've got the next Tinubu promises. For 2024, Tinubu promises Nigerians equal opportunity. There's also our expectations in New Year by ASU, NAN's ex-minister. Then Atiku, Peter Obi, Bishop Badejo, Saraki, PDP, others set agenda for federal government and Nigerians. We've got refinery rehab. Don't expect immediate PMS price crash, experts tell Nigerians. Then there's Lagos dissociates self from demolition of POA building in Computer Village. Interesting. Serap writes ICC prosecutor seeks justice for victims of Plateau killings. That's such an important story for me. Then we also have Plateau killings. Clark writes, Tinubu demands probe of alleged army involvement. And finally, at the bottom, we've got Sterling Bank unveils solar-powered headquarters.
So our president had a speech this morning. It was really it was an interesting speech. I know many people were waiting for that speech before they could go to print this morning. But a few of the excerpts from that speech says that every decision, he said, congratulated Nigerians for the new year. Says it's giving immense joy to welcome each and every one of you, young and old, to the year 2024. One of the key things he spoke about says every decision he has taken and every step he has taken, every trip he has taken across the world since he assumed office in May 2023 have been done in the interest of Nigerians. Over the past 7 months, he has taken some critical decisions necessary to save our country from fiscal catastrophe. One of those decisions was the removal of subsidy, which we all talk and joke about every single day, which had become an unsustainable financial burden on our country for more than 4 years. Another was the removal of the chokehold of few people on our foreign exchange system that benefited only the rich and the most powerful amongst us. Without a doubt, these two decisions brought some discomfort to Nigerians, families and businesses, but he is well aware of these difficulties, and conversations and debates are ongoing to be centered around how they can adjust the rising cost of living. I don't know if you guys, any other thing jumped out at you?
Yeah, so I heard him on the radio my way to work this morning, and something he said made sense to me, and I really appreciated it. He said he was going to do his best to ensure that there are equal opportunities for every Nigerian. Every Nigerian who learns or who earns legitimately will have a proper opportunity to do so. Though he cannot guarantee that all of us, because we have different talents and capacities, we may not all have the same, but when we have equal opportunities, everybody can tap into that. And he was trying as much as possible to bridge the gap between the poor and the rich to ensure that the poor at least would have the basics of life. It meant so much to me hearing that even the child of the poor can become something if there are equal opportunities. And this is simply what Nigerians are asking for. Just make it easy for even an average person. I don't need to know somebody to be able to get things done. You know, it jumped at me.
I like the fact that he reminded that this is a transition year. We seem to forget that this year was the elections, and just May is when he took office. But Nigerians, we have, reacted differently to how the changes are happening. So he reminded and he appreciated that it's his transition here. He also appreciated that we have entrusted power and faith in him. He has reaffirmed the renewed hope agenda of change that is going to happen. And so we should give it some time. This is just 6 months or thereabout into his administration. We should give it time.
I know.
And, expect...
We heard that before. Time.
Yeah. Some parts of the speech, of course, that stood out for me. He talked about some of the work that they have done silently, some of the achievements. He says they've worked to free captives from abductors. So, there are many times, government may be working and may be silent. And sometimes it's good to put a voice to that, let us know what's happening. And then also he spoke about COP28 and talked about the deal that they had made with the German Chancellor about making sure we have electricity, going forward. So I'm excited about those two. But also I'm happy that he said we cannot beat our chest yet that we've solved all the security problems. Because as we all know, over the Christmas holidays, Plateau State was in mourning, And many times we've heard this defense would say we have annihilated Boko Haram, but this is coming from a place recognizing that they haven't yet finished the job. And so it means to me that they are going to do what's needed. Because if you go with the feeling that I've done what needs to be done, you will not pay the attention that you need to.
I like the
I think that's all we can take on this. We have
captured the inflation figures in his speech. He recognized that things are actually more expensive and tough, and he promises to do more. He didn't use to.
I just only will hope that everybody who's working the various arms of government aligns with the renewed hope agenda, because we can't be trying to tighten our budget on one end and somebody legislature are doing things, that they're buying the cars. These are things that Nigerians really always complain and lament about. So as he, the executive, is working towards a renewed hope agenda, hopefully the judiciary, legislature, everybody must align with that. And we need to start seeing that we're cutting our shoes according to our cloth across the various stratas of our government. That's all we can take on front page review this morning. When we come back, we're bringing our first guest because it's New Year. We're celebrating. We're preparing for the year. We're setting our agenda, setting our goals, planning what we need to plan to make sure that this time next year, we're celebrating more. Let's go to a short break. When we come back, we're bringing our first guest to help us iron this out. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.